The history of the absolute universe is way darker than we thought. Absolute Superman 18 takes us back 3,000 years to ancient Egypt to reveal the twisted origins of King Shazam and its ties directly to Brainiac and the Phantom Stranger. If you love deep DC lore, Jason Aaron just delivered a gold mine. That's right, you, me, and DC fans. Today, I am taking you on a page by page exploration, uncovering every single secret and exactly what this means for Kal-El moving forward. Let's get on into the issue. This issue opens up a little different than usual as we go back about 3,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. We're getting a voiceover from someone who, at first, you might think is the one getting the shit beat out of him. And we learn that the boy and his parents were from the East, a little place called Kondak. I think we all know where this is going. It turns out the one getting the shit beat out of him was just some old man, and there's a boy trying to help. And we learn that this boy has lost everything. His father had been burned as a leper, his mother died of starvation, and his brothers and sisters were infested with bloodworms, so they were fed to the crocodiles.
And my mother?
She died of pneumonia whilst... Oh, you were away.
My brothers?
They were all killed by the plague.
My dog Pongo?
Run over by a carriage.
My goldfish Goldie?
Eaten by the cat.
My cat?
Choked on the goldfish.
Damn. So the boy was all alone. The mighty man, they call him. Or you might know him by a different name. Teth-Adam. As night fell, the pharaoh and his people dined on the finest foods. Basically, the hard work Teth-Adam and the other slaves provided, while they ate stale bread with sand in it. But this night, they were visited by a phantom stranger, telling the tale of a man who would come to break the chains of bondage. A man that was a one-man army. And I know it's most likely not, but the way the artist Rafa Sandoval drew the Phantom Stranger, it almost kind of looked like she was Raven from Titans. Now, I know she's not, but it's just the way he drew her. Now, to be fair, I know that's also how the Phantom Stranger normally looks, but I'm just saying, guys, give me a break. She continues to regale the slaves with the story of the man who will change the world, that will have eyes of fire. And when he comes, giggity, it will be the beginning of the age of heroes. They need only wait. But Teth-Adam has no plans to wait to be saved. He's going to find him himself. Hours and hours, and that was just to escape the slavers' camp. Then a long trek through the Redlands, which, if you remember, that is what the area where Kal lived on Krypton was called. Finally, giving up all hope, he curses the gods, calling them a lie. And wouldn't you know it, he gets a sign. And we get our first image of these gods, so to speak. However, while the metal-looking skull doesn't give much, the three circles on his head tells us all we need to know. These are no gods. This is the brain interactive construct. And he teleports the kid away. And we see a team of Brainiacs doing some tests, and some want to do experiments on him, while others think he isn't worth the effort. It is here that we get a look at the father box that apparently they rescued from a black hole, and they have one experiment that might be right, and all he has to do is say the magic word. And FYI, it isn't please. We then switch over to present day Kansas on the farm. We see Clark in his overalls playing fetch. But with what? The parasite? Apparently, giving him some fresh air and a proper feeding schedule has shown his true side. And he isn't so evil. He was just hungry. Although, he does still bite a little. But Jimmy still thinks Clark needs to be careful, as we see they're having a conversation while Jimmy is at his exciting new job at the Daily Planet. Although one person didn't show up for work. In fact, she didn't even show up for the interview. And that person is none other than Lois Lane. And knowing her, she's getting herself into some trouble that's going to require some super help. It would seem Lois found the Ghouls, and she's looking for a little payback for what they did to her father. And like an idiot, she decides to leave her Kryptonian Apple Watch behind. We see that Talia has brought her father to a Lazarus pit to cure him of the effects of being away from it for too long. But Raish has the strength, at least, to do what he needed to, and we see his fists hit the machine. Talia cannot believe what her father is doing. He is smashing the only thing that can save his life. But it would seem his time in exile was transformative, and that he actually learned what a fool he has been. Kal really had an impact on him, and it wasn't him reading the stories of the kids outside Raish's cell. It was Kal wanting to save the soul of his tormentor. And Talia just seems disgusted by this. Talia pulls a sword on her own father. This is not the demon's head. It's just a husk of an old man not fit to be in charge anymore. Even after Lois crashes the party, Talia tells her to go ahead and shoot her father and it'll make them even. But Lois is there for her. And according to Talia, she'll need an army. Want to take a guess as to what army shows up? Bam! Superman is here, telling them both to drop their weapons. They go back and forth in this standoff, if that's what you want to call it. Although Kal could disarm them both within a second, it is not the sword that Kal needs to worry about. We switch over to a squad of peacemakers. With the radios silent, they gear up with some iron core rounds. But iron might be the wrong metal for what's coming. As someone enters the facility, we don't get a good look at him, but we do get a good look at his hammer. That sounded wrong. You know what I mean. That's right. It is Thor. Just kidding. It's steel. And they open fire, but the bullets are pulled toward the magnetized hammer. And we aren't going to find out this issue if this is actually John Henry Irons or not. But he does make short work of the peacemakers, knowing exactly where to hit them, which that's the confusing part. Like, how did he know where their armor is the weakest? Well, he's the son of a bitch that built them. Back with the Ghouls, Talia has turned the father box on Kal, and Raish begs her not to. But Talia is just completing the mission her old father would have wanted. But this new Raish commands her to stop. Although she isn't going to listen, the king of Lazarus is dead. It's time for a queen. Just as Talia is going to make her big bad guy entrance, Raish is hit in the back with a hammer.
Ra's al Ghul, today is the day you die.
And an angry Superman gears up to destroy that damn father box. As what we assume will be the final standoff between Talia and now Steel, Raish pleads with his daughter to stop. They can't do this. Not here. He reminds her what else is stored here. Or more, who else is stored here. And we get that voiceover again, and we see the lightning symbol. Apparently, he never got to be that hero. He was buried. The world back then was not ready for the reign of a Superman. But we shall see about the world of today. All hail King Shazam. All right, guys, and that is where this issue ends. Things are really starting to get good. I'm really curious what's going on with Raish and this now. Like, did he gain some kind of understanding being outside the Lazarus pit? And it's going to be interesting to see Black Adam or Shazam, King Shazam, if whatever you want to call him in this absolute universe, and what he's going to be like in this absolute universe. Remember, this is a universe controlled and created by Darkseid for his own means to whatever end, maybe absolute crisis. So I'm really curious. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about this issue. Are you loving Absolute Superman? I think personally the artwork in Absolute Superman is the best of all of the Absolute series. And if you have made it with me this far, since my eyes are burning like crazy from these bright lights but not having my glasses on, you might as well go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe into the channel, and having the bell notifications clicked, as you will get alerted to everything we are doing in the comics. Very next one I am getting ready to record is Batman #8. We have that coming out too. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And that is going to do it for me on this episode of You, Me, and DC. Until next time, guys, I'll see you then.